Hello. All right. Hi, my name is AdoraI Igunma, and welcome to Teacher's Time Off with Adora. Okay, welcome to another video where I share some tips, tricks, hacks on teaching, learning, lifestyle for teachers. Right, so today I'm going to be talking about, so today is more of a relaxed video, so just chill, but you're still going to learn something, trust me. So I want to talk about 5 mistakes I made as a first year teacher. 5 mistakes I made as a first year teacher. So I don't know how many of you as teachers, in retrospect, just think about how I don't want to say how of a novice you were when coming in. I mean, I'd been in school for 4 years. I went to education. I studied biology education at University of Lagos for 4 years. I mean, I was also a great student. I wasn't bad, So you would expect that starting off in school, to teach, like I would be all boom, 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 because I knew there was nothing you could ask me about assessment at the time or classroom management or measurement and evaluation that I did not know theoretically. And I had some experience doing macro teaching, my teaching practice. I had some experience doing that, but I did not know that real life was going to hit me in a different way. So I tell myself that I have 2 first times of teaching. So the first time will be my macro teaching. No, not even twice, my 3 first times. So my first time will be macro teaching under little to no supervision, right? Then my second will be during NYSC under no supervision. And my third will be getting my first official job in dancehall, and with so much supervision and training at the time. So I'm going to have that in another video, tips or steps that I took to prepare myself for my first official job as a teacher, right? To teach in a primary school and elementary school. So the first mistake that I made was starting off my classes or starting off the school year with fun activities with my students without establishing rules. Now, the repercussion of this was I was a wreck in the next few months that I started teaching. I was a wreck. Guys, if you're a first year teacher, first things first, the first thing you want to do when you meet your students is to establish your rules. Ensure you have your class rules down. I leave it at that. Maybe in another video, I'll talk about the repercussions of not having or establishing rules in your classroom at the beginning of the school year. Because my dears, they are children, or even teenagers, or even university undergrads. They will take you for granted. So that's number 1. Number 2, I did not create boundaries in time. So my children thought I was their friend. Well, I wanted to be their friend. It was one of those things. I wanted an open class policy where my children would be able to approach me, regardless of what they were going through. I did not want to be the stuck-up teacher. I just wanted my children to be free and express themselves, to be vulnerable with me, just the same way I'll be vulnerable with them within a certain boundary. But in the process of doing that, there are some things I will not share with them. There are some things they may not be able to share with me. But I did not still have that boundary where I'm like, I'm here for you, but I'm not your paddy. So there's a way you can't disrespect me. You can't disrespect me and expect that we're going to have peace in this class. There's no way that's going to happen. So I did not create boundaries in time where I'm like, okay, at this time you can't come to my desk, or at this time you shouldn't be in the classroom, or when you're speaking, you speak with respect, or I did not do all those things in time. Yes, I did them later on, but I did not do them in time, right? So my class was in shambles. And again, I repeat, I was a wreck in the next few months. Third mistake that I made was that I focused more on having a beautiful classroom rather than preparing for the school year. So guys, especially my teachers that are always on Pinterest, I warn you, please don't stay fixated on having a beautiful classroom, because especially if you work in elementary, if you work in a primary school, do not focus on the decor, because these children will take down that decor. By the time they use their hands like this to scratch the paper and drag, it's done. And for me, I wasn't that teacher that once one falls down, then I'll go back and put it again. Once it's down, I'm not putting up anything again, because I know how much I suffered to put up the decor. I think in one of my old posts, I put my classroom decoration process. I'll look for that video somewhere. And so please focus on preparing for the school year. Focus on your lesson plan. Focus on your assessment methods. Focus on creating your rules before coming to the class. There will also be a place for your students to be, there'll be a part where you can invite your students to also create rules. You create your rules together and boundaries, but do all of those things. Prepare, ask questions. I did not ask questions. I was just going in like, oh more. After spending 4 years, I went to a teacher's academy. At the time, I already had my master's. I had my first master's already. So I mean, I felt like I was prepared. I was in communities. I'm dropping hits, tricks, and all of those things that helped me to prepare. But I felt like I was good to go. Like I was pumped. But again, I say, I was a wreck. The fourth mistake I made was seeing myself as just a teacher, just going in there, pouring out learning, make learning easy for my students. I did not see it as an opportunity in time, as a way of transforming the lives of my children. For every child, as far as they've crossed your path, if they've passed through your classroom, or you're their subject teacher, or you're an administrator, or wherever, you have an opportunity to transform the life of a child forever, for the best. So I did not see that in time. I was so fixated on ensuring that they were learning, they were passing. And my dear, at the end of first term, it wasn't funny. I wasn't finding it funny. Or even at the end of second term, I was like, what's going on? I'm putting in all these strategies and I'm putting all these methods, but why are they not working? So I did not see it as an opportunity to transform the life. I wasn't teaching, in a way that could transform their lives forever. I just wanted them to learn. They were learning, but it wasn't touching their hearts so much. And I knew that at the beginning, right? They were having fun. We were having fun. We had a great classroom like that. I know my class for sure was one of those classes that other students would want to come into because it was fun and noisy. Very noisy, I must say. Just saying, just putting it out there so that in case my HOD sees this video, it will not come and say, you that your class was noisy. I'm telling all of you, my class was noisy. So that was another problem. Classroom management, 0. So yes, so see yourself as someone that is there to transform the lives of your children for the best. As a teacher, that is the core, that is the heart of teaching. That's the heart of teaching, transformation, empowerment, right? And so one other one that I remember, huge mistake that I made, which in the end though, you learn on the job sometimes, but I wish I did not take that up, was teaching a subject that I had no background knowledge in. That was during my NYSC. I taught data processing. Now, I'm not a computer science. Yes, I love tech. I love computers. I know I grew up knowing all of those things, but to teach data processing, I'm sure I made lots of mistakes because I had no background knowledge in certain things. I can't even remember some things I taught because it was just la cram, la teach, la forget. I just had to teach because they didn't have a data processing teacher. I was coming in as an NYSC candidate and they were like, okay, can you take data processing? I'm like, how hard can it be? It's not a computer. How hard? Hardware, software. But in fact, the textbook, because it's a new subject, data processing is a new subject in Nigeria's curriculum. The textbook that was given to me to use was rubbish. I can't remember. If I remember that, I would have gone to look for him. That guy, he just went to Google. Because if I Google anything, the first thing I see, that's what's in the textbook. Trust me, guys, it was bad. I had to go and watch YouTube videos. I said, and some tech guys, when they are talking, they will be giving us big grammar. We're not in the tech space. We didn't understand it, but it helped, It helped me prepare. It helped me, I think that was the first time I would teach like high school. So it also helped me know how to teach teenagers as well and connect with high school students also. And even after that, I really wanted to teach in high school rather than elementary until I got to elementary and I fell in love with elementary. So yeah, elementary for life. And that's another trick actually. So if you want to really learn how to teach, this is one that came from one of my facilitators at the time when I was going to Teachers Academy. She said, if you want to learn how to teach, start from elementary, start from primary school. Don't rush. Start from there and work your way up. Because if you're able to teach primary school students, if you're able to break complex things, to be able to teach children, there's no place you can go to that you can't teach and people will not understand. So yes, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope it was not too long for you, but I hope you can learn from my mistakes and make the right corrections now. Don't wait till the next school year. Make them now. Put up those boundaries. Establish your rules. Even as you're trying to build connections and relationships, ensure that you're establishing your rules. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.